right, let's check out the brackets in the National League. Up top tonight, the late game, the Brewers and the Dodgers. Cardinals and Padres coming up 5 Eastern. The Reds and the Braves scoreless right now. They're in the top of the 7th. Bauer and Fried going head-to-head in our game, the Marlins and the Cubs. Hey there, everybody. Welcome in. John Shambi along with the Hall of Famer Chipper Jones. All right, buddy. We've been waiting for this all year. You played in over 90 playoff games in your career. This is what it's all about.
This is awesome. I can't wait. I mean, goosebumps like you wouldn't believe. It's like opening day. I'm ready to get rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, start on the Cubs side, a team that changed managers in the offseason, and our former colleague, David Ross, taking over as their manager. They got off to kind of a bumpy start, or they should say they got off to a great start, 13-3, but finished at 21-23. But 5 times in the last 6 years with this excellent core into the postseason. But Chipper Jones, that offense has got to get going, and that group of Baez, Bryant, and Rizzo, they got to swing it better.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons they're under 500 over their last 40 games. They've got to get these guys going. As a group, they're hitting just over 200. David Ross is certainly hoping that a turn of the calendar to October here in a day or two. It's got to start today with the, get into the playoffs. These guys have got to be better as a group.
So a shortened season, and in the middle of a pandemic, things were difficult for teams like the Cardinals and the Marlins. Start with this. Going into the season, 20-1 odds to reach the postseason. Worst in the National League, tied for the worst in baseball. Then they had 3 games into the year, 8 players test positive for COVID, 7 games postponed. Mike Hill was busy. 174 roster moves, only 5 players active on the roster all year. 61 players used as fourth-side pitch, and the first team in history to reach the postseason after a 105-loss season. Don Mattingly is the skipper of the Marlins in his 5th year, and a guy that leads an inexperienced bunch in the playoffs. And the wind is blowing. Here is Don Mattingly's lineup for today's game. The Marlins 11th in the league in runs per game. Corey Dickerson will lead it off. Marte will hit second. Aguilar in the 3rd spot at DH, and Anderson, bears watching, he led them in home runs. And a team that certainly had to go through a number of players this year. The Marlins, as a team, struggled at times to score runs and struggle against righties. Chipper Jones not going to be easy to get today against this guy. 12 starts for Kyle Hendricks at a 288 earned run average, and a guy who's handled himself in the postseason very well.
Yeah, the perfect guy to be on the mound for the Chicago Cubs and David Ross today. Turbo sinker, will mix in a 4-seamer up. Really, really good changeup. Does not walk guys. Almost.
And as the L rolls by, there's David Ross, skipper of the Cubs, first season, taking over for Joe Madden. The Cubs team 10th in the league in runs per game. Top of the order is going to be key, and got to get those guys going. It'll be Happ, Rizzo, Bryant, and Schwarber to start it out. And we'll see if they can run into something. One thing that they will do is grind out at bats. Chipper today, Sandy Alcantara. 7 starts. He was one of those guys. Pitched opening day, tested positive for COVID. He went from July 24th to August 30th between starts, and that sinker is nasty. The first pitch misses, ball 1.
Yeah, one thing to watch for is the difference between right-handed, left-handed.